So Crystal and Jorge are already approved for a mortgage, but today Zach and I are out here to meet with Sean Kenny. He's a mortgage broker and he's hosting an event.
His event is Loans and Lattes, which is some good branding, I would say. But there's a lot of events like this all over the country, and the purpose is really to show first-time home buyers in a very low-stakes environment some of the tools that are available to them, because it can be very scary to sort of open up your finances to someone, but people like Sean are professionals, and in my experience, they make it super easy.
Yeah, it's great to have a professional on your side.
I love working with first-time home buyers. Your first home purchase is really one of the most impactful financial decisions you'll probably ever make in your life.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, how are you guys?
Very good. Nice to see you.
Welcome to Loans and Lattes.
Nice to meet
We
you.
actually just finished up the presentation.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm excited. I'm glad to have a latte.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the latte part. The loans.
Loans? Kind of boring, but let's try and learn something.
It's hard to make mortgages exciting, so that's why we add the latte
Add the
aspect into it.
caffeine, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you know if you're just a first-time person who's renting maybe? How do you know if you can afford a house?
I would say the first step is always to speak with a loan officer, find out your affordability, find out what programs that you qualify for, how much cash is going to be needed for this purchase, and then more and most importantly, that mortgage payment. Everyone typically has a number in their mind of where they'd like to be around, so it's important that we budget for that as a loan officer to make sure that we keep them in that comfort zone.
So the biggest misconception that people have is that they need 20% down to purchase a home, which is honestly the furthest thing from the truth. There are so many programs out there.
Got it. And an FHA loan, I know we did that for our first house. That's really something that first-time home buyers could take advantage of. It's only for first-time home buyers?
Yes, I would say an FHA mortgage is the most commonly used mortgage type for first-time home buyers for a few reasons. One, mainly the down payment requirement is much less, 3.5%.
Right.
So it allows that buyer to keep a lot of those assets in cash and reserves instead of tied up into the deal. The interest rate oftentimes is actually about, on average, 0.5% less than a conventional mortgage.
Oh, interesting.
So that's really big. And then lastly, the credit score threshold is much lower on an FHA mortgage, which really opens up the pool of eligible buyers.
Right. So the people we're working with right now, they're looking at houses and condos. Is there any considerations for FHAs that they should know about?
Yeah, so when it comes to condos and townhomes, it is much more challenging. And I won't get into that rabbit hole. Just know that in the state of New Jersey, there are very few townhomes and condos that are actually FHA approved. So that's definitely one thing to consider if you do have an FHA pre-approval and what type of homes you're going to be looking
There's
for.
like more hoops for them to have to jump through.
Right now, I would say the biggest challenge for first-time home buyers is just affordability. There's just such little inventory coupled with high interest rates.
Renovation loans are super popular right now. There's a few differences. One, your loan amount is going to be higher because the cost of that renovation is now tacked onto your loan amount. The only other difference is that you do have to work with a contractor and they'll provide you with what's called an estimate or a bid. That is very important because as a loan officer, I need to make sure that you can afford that extra loan amount that's going to include the renovations, but most importantly, I need to ensure that the buyer is comfortable with that higher mortgage payment. Two other commonly used mortgage types. One is a VA loan or a veterans loan. We do a lot of those. So if you have served in the military, there are advantages for you. One of them is that the down payment can actually be as low as 0%.
I could afford that.
Yeah. I would say the other most commonly used mortgage type would be a conventional mortgage. Those folks that have, 15, 20% down, higher credit scores, they'll utilize a conventional loan program, most often to try to alleviate that mortgage insurance. Anything 20% more in down payment, you don't have that mortgage insurance, which can be anywhere from $150 to $300-400 a month. So it's a huge savings if you do and can afford to do 20% down. But if you're not putting 20% down, most people just stick with an FHA mortgage if you're a first-time home buyer.
Right, and is there any way to drop that insurance, or do you need to refinance?
So on a conventional loan, let's just say you put down 15%. Once you get to that 20% equity mark, the MI or the mortgage insurance automatically falls off. which differs from an FHA mortgage.
30
You have
years.
to refinance in order to get rid of it.
Correct. So most
That makes
people
sense.
use an FHA as just like a tool to get into the home, and then within 3 to 5 years, a lot of them are refinancing into a conventional loan where they don't have that mortgage insurance anymore.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for this helpful information.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So it's really important to educate home buyers, and especially first-time home buyers that haven't been through the process before, that there are ways that they can buy a home without 20% down.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.